Hi guys, today we are doing a little solo episode. I'm still getting used to these, so you're just going to have to bear with me, but we're just going to have a chat about building confidence, setting boundaries with friends, and the power of visualization. So, visualization for me has completely changed my life. I have spoken about this quite a few times. So, sorry if you've heard me bang on about this, but I used to be super self conscious, so shy, so nervous in public kind of settings. Public speaking was like a big no go for me. And I have basically kind of developed these tools and practices that I have done to help me build my own confidence and to be able to teach and not overthink and just go for it and really push myself out of my comfort zone. So I'm just going to take you through those different tools that I have found really helpful. Number one is the power of visualization. So when I first started teaching clients, I would get a little bit nervous before I had my private sessions. And something that I would do beforehand was I would have a meditation session. So I would close my eyes, get into the zone, and I would basically picture from start to finish how the session was going to go. So I would run through in my mind with my eyes closed, like literally opening my laptop, seeing their face, having the initial, because I was teaching on Zoom at this time, having that initial first chat, getting to know them. I would, tell myself, okay, I open the laptop, I see their smiling, happy, positive face. They're really excited. We instantly feel at ease. We instantly feel calm with each other. We're building a rapport. And then so I would basically talk myself through every minute of this session, and to the point where I would kind of plan it all out in my head beforehand. And then I would visualize how I would feel at the end and how they would feel at the end, and then the kind of like aftermath. I don't know why that sounded weird. Anyway, so then I would visualize how they would feel after and what would happen. So I'd always tell myself, and then I'm going to get a message from them, which makes me feel so good and so confident. And they're going to say that they loved this session. They feel amazing. It's changed their body. And 9 times out of 10, that would happen, if not 10 out of 10. And it was just so interesting that I kind of like slowly but surely really started to believe in myself. So after I would do these meditations, I would then write it down. Because I just found it so useful to look back. If I was having like a down day or a moment where I had kind of some limiting beliefs or just was doubting myself that day, I could look back on, I'll actually tell you, I had Nadine Leopold, who's one of my friends now. She was my first kind of, I guess you could say, celebrity client. And she's a Victoria's Secret angel. She's just the most beautiful person inside and out. And I was nervous to teach her because I thought, I hope she likes this. She's trained with huge trainers all over the world. Like, why would she like me? And I did this method before I trained her, and I wrote it down, and I look back now and it's crazy how exact it happened. I visualized her messaging me afterwards saying, I cannot believe the results I've seen after one session. It's crazy. And she actually did say that. So it was so powerful to me. So then I started doing this kind of before anything I had that was giving me a little bit of fear and anxiety. I would really channel that and focus on the power of visualization. So it's really, really helpful. I also use it before a big event, for another true story to just tell you to hopefully kind of cement this. I obviously, now this is launched and now you realize I have a podcast with Dear Media, which I'm so happy about. I visualized this moment. So I went on to the Skinny Confidential, and back in January actually, and I out of the blue, I hadn't felt nerves for a really long time. And out of the blue, I was so nervous for this podcast. I have no idea why. I don't know whether it was because I was in America or I have no idea, but I was nervous for this podcast. But I told myself, okay, go back to the visualization, go back to the tools that you know work. So I did my meditation, then I wrote down everything. And I wrote down how amazing it was going to go, how well we were going to get on, how much I would like them, they would like me. And then I said at the end, it's going to go so well that they're actually going to ask me to be, one of their first UK podcasters with Dear Media. And that actually happened. So at the end of the podcast, Lauren said, that was amazing. You were a natural, and we'd love to do a Dear Media podcast with you. And now it's all happened. So that was a really, really like specific thing that I visualized, and it came true. So I have spoken about manifesting, and I think the issue with the word manifesting is it can be a little bit like trendy and a bit wishy-washy, like, oh, just put an idea out into the universe and it comes true. Whereas for me personally, I think, firstly, that in my mind doesn't exist unless you follow the actionable steps to get there. And for me, visualization is more useful because I kind of like put myself into that moment and I know what it takes to really achieve and perform in that moment because I've almost played it out in my head. Then writing it down kind of makes that promise to myself. So visualization for me in a kind of manifesting sense really resonates. So I hope that helps you guys use it, whether you have like a work meeting that you're leading up to or some sort of a performance. I find it such a useful tool. So hope you do too. And another thing I wanted to talk about is building confidence. If you're feeling like that person that, oh, I'm just not a confident person or I'm a shy person, you may well be, and that is absolutely fine. I was that person, and I do think it's something we can train ourselves out of. So, the body is obviously filled with muscles, and we train our muscles to develop a result. I really believe that we can train our mind in the same way, and it is a muscle in that sense that we can work on and go back to our routine and habits daily that helps us kind of perform to our optimum. So for me, with building confidence, obviously visualization is a big one, but my daily routines really help me on that. And bit by bit, you kind of slowly feel yourself like feeling more in your power. Pilates has definitely helped me build my confidence because there's something about being on the mat, having, let's say you have 20 minutes, half an hour on the mat with yourself in the morning. You're so out of your mind and in your body that you kind of just come into your strength. And that for you might be yoga or strength training or something else. But I really feel like once you find that powerful movement that makes you feel powerful, it really helps with building confidence. So I would definitely recommend trying daily movement. Another thing that's helped me is listening to podcasts. And I know that there are only a certain amount of hours in the day, and some podcasts can be quite, time consuming. But for me, I try and habit stack my podcast. So if I've got to drive somewhere, I will listen to a podcast. Or if I'm on a walk, I'll listen to a podcast. Or for example, if I'm doing something at home where I can't really be doing anything but listening, I'll listen. So cooking or cleaning up at home, organizing my wardrobe, or I don't know, something like that. Any type of like meaningless task that I can focus in on listening to a podcast, I'll do. And there are some amazing people out there that are just so incredibly inspiring. I also find it really interesting to look into people that you're inspired by, that maybe do have that inner confidence, and see what they do and in their day. I find that a really useful thing to look into as well, because what are these people doing? What are their habits? Maybe they're training in the gym at 6 a.m. Maybe they're eating a really nourishing diet. Maybe they're reading self-development books every day. So yeah, and on the topic of books, I think for me, one of the like first early books that I read that helped me with confidence and just push through the like uncomfortable was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. That's a really good one. And Louise Hay, all of her books are incredible. So Heal Your Mind, Heal Your Body, Heal Your Life. They're incredible. And yeah, and just trying to do some form of self-development work every day. So yeah, those have really helped me. And just realizing as well, like, who cares? You know, like one of the things that kind of really turned my opinion on everything in life and gave me a different outlook was my mum being ill. And that can be something else for other people. So it can be like a real life-changing moment where you just think like nothing else matters other than our health and our loved ones' health. So just go for it. Just put yourself out there and be around people that really push you to be the best version of you and believe in you and give you that confidence, and just go for it. And I'm just here today to tell you to just go for it. So if there's something on your mind that you have maybe been considering or putting off, this is your sign to just go for it. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is, which I kind of guess is linked to building confidence and visualization, is friendships, and in particular setting boundaries with friends. And I don't even like that phrase because it sounds quite negative, but I think not setting boundaries with friends, it's more kind of setting boundaries with yourself. And something for me that I've really noticed in my life recently, my life has completely changed in the last couple of years, which has been amazing, and I'm super grateful for that. But one of the things that has changed is my time, and having to be super conscious of time management and aware of time management. So I think you kind of need to do a bit of like a life audit overview and notice. So it's kind of like taking stock almost. Notice what are the things that you're doing that are making you feel good. What are the things that you're doing that are not making you feel good? Is there any like self-sabotage in there that you could maybe remove or be a bit more aware of? And more importantly, who are the people in your life that are really lifting you up, energizing you, giving you good vibes, supporting you, and you support them? It's definitely not a one-way street. But yeah, just being really aware of those people. And then who are the people that you have in your life that are draining your energy, or maybe not giving you kind of that good feeling when you leave them? It's not to say that you have to cut them out of your life, because you know, you may have had those friendships for years and love them. And I don't think it's about cutting people out and being really cutthroat, but I do think you do need to have certain boundaries around that. And maybe you see them slightly less, or maybe you have a plan straight after where you can only see them for a quick coffee or something like that, where you know that if you spend a whole day with them, you are going to feel exhausted. And maybe you have a full week, and if you're going to spend a whole Saturday with them on your day off, you're just going to feel drained for the rest of the week ahead. So being aware of that is like a really big thing that I've been focusing on. And also quality over quantity with friends, 100%. And that's something that I have noticed. I'm turning, or by the time this comes out, I'll be 32. So I feel like I don't know, now I'm kind of coming into my 30s. I feel a little bit more aware of who I'm surrounding myself with. And I always go back to that quote that's, you are the sum of the 5 closest people around you. So imagine you, like, just to really kind of go into depth with that, imagine you surround yourself with 5 people day in, day out that non-stop complain. See, like, glass half full type of people, glass half empty even, not half full, glass half empty type of people, really negative, really complaining all the time, you are going to be dragged down. That's just a fact. You're going to be dragged down. You're going to be sucked into gossiping, complaining, whatever it is. Versus if you are surrounded by 5 people that you're really inspired by, that are doing amazing things in their life, that have these kind of habits that you want to bring more into your own life. So for example, if you have, some of my friends that spring to mind, that really inspire me. I'm trying to narrow it down. There's so many, but I think, for example, my friend Jess Hunt that has Rafai, when I go on a walk with her, I leave her feeling like she leaves me, and I leave her feeling so energized, so uplifted. I could talk to her for hours and not feel drained. So it just goes to show, if you have people around you that make you feel like that, then you are just going to go onwards and upwards in your life. So I think it's definitely about being mindful of that. And also knowing, and this goes back to human design, and I've really learned a lot about that through my friend Jenna lately, and being aware of what type of person you are, what type of things energize you, and what type of things drain you. And if you do need alone time, schedule that into your week. So make sure, if you're putting things in your diary every night of the week, you're just going to feel exhausted. And I'm the type of person that if I've said I'm going to do something, I do it. So I'm really considered about the things that I do agree to now, way more than ever before. And I know that sounds a bit diva-ish, or, I just think if I get invited to something, I try and look at the whole. Obviously, there are situations where it doesn't matter when or whatever, you're going to be there to support your friends. But the other things that you're like, actually, no, I'm going to be so busy that week, and if I agree to this, it's just going to drain me so much, and then I've got that the next day. It's better off just saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't make it, from the get-go, rather than being like, it gets to the day, you're thinking, oh my God, I'm dreading that thing, and I need to say I can't make it, but I can't do it, and then you make it way worse in your head, and that in itself is just not a nice feeling. So yeah, I think that it has been a real active kind of lesson, and something I'm aware of lately, and something that I've really noticed has helped me a lot. And it's just, I just want this calm, simple, happy life now, and just don't want, any kind of gossiping, negativity around me. I just want good vibes, good energy, and so that is the focus for forever, actually, not just this year. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, push yourself out of your comfort zone, go for it, feel the fear and do it anyway, and just believe in yourself and be your own hype person. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed that quick solo episode, and I will see you again soon.